I'm sad now because I think quality in education in our country is so very low. If we compare with the neighbor countries such as about the Singapore or Malaysia, Singapore and Malaysia have a high education than our country, and I think education is a pillar if you want to change ourselves, if you want to change the world, if you want to change our country. So how about you? How about why in our country education is a very low? Because education is a pillar important if you want to build our country to be a superpower country.
Okay. We know Indonesia is one of the countries have the different area we know as big city, rural area, city, region, district, sub-district, and I think is areas have the different problem for the education, especially we know in rural area is to come to there is so difficult. We can use maybe airplane or just take a walk and to cause that the distribute of the education is low in Indonesia.
Okay, so how about you about the education formal guarantee you can get a good position in the job?
Of course, no. The first we can get job is from the ability, from our skill. Education formal is make some additional value for us to get job. To when we want to get a new job, we must to have the qualification to for that, and formal education is one of the term to get it. When we have the formal education, we can get many options to our job.
So you mean about the education formal is not only way to get a good position in the job?
Of course, no.
Oh yeah. So how about the many company, many job field make a qualify about that? You must have a certificate from the education formal if you want to get a good job in my company. How about it?
Okay, that is actually for the to know about their skill, their ability. How the company wants to know if they have the ability or their skill. But they are not see your certificate or not see your CV like that. So like this, some certificate is illustrate what's your skill and what's your ability.
So how about the final type about the education? You know about the homeschooling. How about
Yes,
that? How
I
about
know. Homeschooling is one of, I think it's same with the formal schooling, but it's different from the responsibility. If in formal school, responsibility by in school, in teacher, in principal, but when we choose a homeschooling, it's responsibility the child, the education child is from family like this. So, what do you think about that? It is important to.
Oh yes, I think homeschooling in the 20th century, in the technology sophisticated technology, we need to homeschooling because we know in teenager environment is promiscuity, for the juvenile delinquency, for the fighting is very always accident from the public school, and I think homeschooling is the best way to avoid teenager, to avoid child from the to avoid from the promiscuity, from the juvenile delinquency, and I think yes, homeschooling maybe not famous in our country, but in the north country, in the such as about the United Kingdom, such as about the United States, are very famous, and I think if we want to homeschooling, we can get manage time from ourselves, because we can divide it our time, because we must take this is time to study, this is time to us. If we go to the public school, we just follow the government. I think the government not know about the problem student, about the problem teacher, about the problem school in our country.
Yeah, honestly. So this is why homeschooling not famous in this country. And do you think it is easy to learn as child or as adult?
Oh, I think it's easy to learn child, because but if the child have have a large empathy memory in the brain because he maybe just have a little experience than the adult. And I think if we learn about the child can faster to get information what we are teach. And I think child easily to control, easily we can control because child just follow what we say, what we say and what we want to do about it. And I think if we learn about the child we can easy because child can catch about the information is very faster than the adult have many problem yes that many experience maybe have adult have high experience than we are if we teach about the adult. Yes, I see that.
What is the adult problem?
I think yes about the financial, about the about the future. I think about the dream, about the continue study, about the maybe about the family, maybe about the yes, maybe about the boyfriend or girlfriend. I think this is the problem now.
Yeah, I think so.
So it's should be stop learning if you go from this university.
Of course, to learn is one obligation to us. We can learn from not from the formal university or formal school, but we can learn from our environment, our society, and outside from the formal school like that. So we can learn until we die like that.
Oh yeah. So how about the maybe leader people say about the if I graduate from the university I have high knowledge. So I cannot need to I not need to learn again because I have high knowledge. I have yes I not knowledge about it.
So okay, I think no. When we have the different background from ourselves. We can different like receiver two-way receiver to get about listen about anything for us to from the outside, and then it will make some our knowledge is different from the other people like that. So when we have the graduate from university, it's not I mean we can have the high education or high knowledge from that, but we can get some little knowledge from our university like that.
Oh.
That does not mean we are most smarter from the people not go to college.
Okay, so we know in our country why education in our country is very low. I think one of the many reasons in our country is price if you want to school is a very expensive. So maybe we have a problem solving about should be education be free in our country.
And that's,
So-
I think it should be free. When education in our country is be free, I think every child in the country have the opportunity to get best education. Of course, formal education, and when we have the formal education or we have the certificate, we can get more options to get our job. Like that.
So if we give the should be free education in our country, maybe a financial budget, a national budget in our country is very low because we just give the biggest budget to shoot the education.
But
to give the
we
education.
know Indonesia is one of the I think country we have the how to say mas
Gold
yes gold
resort.
yeah gold resorts, and we have the ocean is that have many waves, and we have the mountain, and there is so have the some like batu bara like that, and
Coral.
correct yes like that, and we know it's so in we change to currency, we can change to rupiah. It's so many like that. Indonesia is so rich for that.
Oh yeah. So you mean about the government should give the education visa free in our country if the government want to make a progress education in our country? Yeah.
Yes, of
Oh,
course.
so I think if you say about that, how about the part sector? How about the side sector?
Side
With our,
sector.
for example, is economy. If we want to make a progress in the economy, we must have a biggest budget, right? So,
Yes, when we have to progress in economy, but the one way to get progress in economy, we must have some employee or some leader in that. Then education is one of the way to get to create our leader, our like employ or employ
yes.
like this. So yeah, when Indonesia want to have a progress in this country from the economy, we must
Oh,
to have
okay.
one person or one our child be more smart or to get something like for their country.
So, Wanke, if you want to be a superpower country, we must to should give the maybe biggest budget from the education, right?
Of course,
Of
no.
course, okay. So how about you about the teacher faith
Teacher in this-
faith yes faith talk
In this
faith
country,
enough yes teacher faith
Uh,
enough.
I think teacher in this country, in our countries, have different pay, different salary. When there is being civil several, there have the paid enough. But when there not to be a civil several, it's I think it's so low.
So
their
what the
necessity.
government must do it.
Do okay government government must have the awareness from the we say in this country is honor teacher honor again.
Salary maybe.
Salary contract and but theirs have the same ability to teach a child in this country. So we know every year government need some give some opportunity to honor the honor teacher to be a civil several, and then it's their opportunity to get be better salary or pay.
So okay maybe government must aware about the teacher paid enough in the teacher paid not enough to get salary from the maybe service they give from the student and they get from the government is not balanced yes.
Yeah.
So how about you about the college graduate smarter than people who don't go college? How about that?
I said before, I don't say someone who go to college is more smarter than people don't go to college. But when we go to college, we can get a little bit knowledge from that. Beside the people don't go to college, but the people when the people don't go to college, they can learn by their environment. Their environment. I think it's have the different smarter from the people go to college or not go to college.
Okay, so it's depend from the people from the person like okay how about you about the uh, how to teach someone who has no desire to learn?
To teach someone not have desire to
Hmm.
learn. It is so difficult, difficult
Yes.
because I think about desire is from ourselves. When we don't have the desire, I think we don't have the reason for life.
Oh, okay. So maybe can you give the motivation about the young teenager, your generation? Maybe I think your generation have a low motivate to continue study. He just say about the I wanna games, I wanna play games. Maybe I wanna play handball, I wanna play football. And just it, not to think about the continue study. Can you give motivation from the our younger?
Our younger, okay. For the words, I think we can get it. We can get there from the something there like more. For example, you say young people now is more like in games. We can get it from the games.
Oh, yeah.
We can teach. We can give the suggest if you like a game, you can make a game. From you make a game, you can get the or you can earn much money from the game. But when you must when you want to make some game, you must to learn, and to learn is from the education, from the formal education. Like
Oh, so you mean about the learn knowledge, not just about the formal lesson in the student in the school, but you must find about your passion. If you find about your
Yes.
passion, you can have ability for
Yeah,
it.
right
Okay.
there. From
So why English hard to learn at school? How about it?
I have some problem like that. I learned English from the elementary school and until now. But
Oh.
now I think I can study fast about it. Maybe I can ask you how to learn why the in this country to study English is so hard.
Oh, I don't know about the reality in our country, but if I feel about the I'm first graduate from the senior high school, you know about the from elementary school until senior high school, maybe we the teacher always teach about the English, and I think if we have a 12 years to learn about the English, and I
So
think
long.
yes, so long. I have a long time to learn English, and I think if we understand what teacher said, we can to be a master English now,
Of
right?
course,
Yes,
this 12 years.
So I think why the student very hard to understand to about the English school, and I think number one is short time. We have in our country in the public school we have maybe until 20 or 5 or 14 lesson in 1 week, and I think student must be understand from the every lesson. A student like or dislike about the lesson, you must understand about it, because you must follow the regulation from the government, right?
Yes,
And then I
of
think
course.
it's wrong about the government. I think government just give the solution, but government don't understand about the problem. So we must think about the if you want to make a regulation, you must understand about the problem, what the student feel in the public school, and I think student is so very bored because they must to understand about the every lesson. And then the number two is just theory, just method, just
Oh,
theory, not
yes,
just a
of course.
practice. If we say about the we must study about the language, we must practice. That's most important. If you want to be master from the one language, we must practice. But in the school, in the reality, we just learn about the method, we just learn about the theory, we just learn about this is a simple past, this is a grammar, this is a narrative text, this is a ABC, or all other that. And then we not just practice, because in the school we can speak about the traditional language or bahasa language. It's a very seldom we can find school can make a regulation about to speak English.
Every day.
Yes, and I think and number three is a flat method, or it's a board method, because
Wow.
yes, I think a teacher in our country maybe several not have a creativity to reach and motivate students to learn about the English. And I think we must think about it, and I think we must look for about the problem solving about the English to heart in the schools.
The mass English evolution from the school.
I think if the not have a progress until now, maybe we can abolition English in our school, because I think it's just was the time from the student, just was the time from the teacher. You know, if we become to tutor, we teach everyone, we teach every student have a different background, have a different characteristic. I think not easy, yeah, not
Yes,
easy.
of course, it's
Yeah.
so difficult.
So difficult. I think if the teacher teach, but the student that understand, teacher can feel a mistake, can feel guilty about that, because maybe teacher feel they is failure to teach student. I think if the have a negative effect, if the negative effect, maybe we can shoot the abolition from the senior, from the student. English should abolition from the school. I think that.
So, and on the other hand, we need English. We need learn to English to improve our skill when we have to, when we go to college, or when we want to get a scholarship. How about that?
Yeah, I know, but I think if we want to really to understand about English, maybe we can get a course. And I think if we compare with the school, with the school and the course, we can get a method very easy to understand with the course, not with the school. And I think if we just was the time, maybe we can get the course than the school. So, how about you from the cheating during the test? You know, I think cheating is a very traditional culture in the student environment, right?
I think it's to be habit in.
Yes,
Yeah.
habit. But habit, maybe if we say about the habit, we just say about the person habit.
Yeah.
But in the cheating, it's a habit in the all student.
student.
Yes. How about it?
I don't know because we know everybody have different different thing to receive every subject. One student maybe have the master in the math, or but there is not understood in the English or in the bahasa. That's why maybe that's why the cause is because they are not understood of the material like that, or they are not brushed up, or not memorized before the test.
So who mistake in the case is student or teacher or government? Who's the mistake?
Student, teacher. I think government just have the regulation. There is not controlling. That controlling is from the teacher and student. Teacher can controlling from the cheat when the test there the what the teacher can monitor that, but from the first is from ourselves. Of course, we must be honest when we over with the honestly, when we over with not or not to need some value. We can far away from the cheat.
Oh, this is like a devil cycle, maybe. So it's a
Yes.
student wrong, it's a family wrong, it's a society wrong, it's a government and teacher is wrong. Maybe
Yes,
it's
like
devil
that.
cycle.
Yes, like
So,
that.
what the problem solving if we want to stop the cheating from the student? The test especially.
I think the first and the very important, we must to improve our awareness. To be honestly, if the value is not the more important to ourselves, but the understood is more important, and then there is the teacher, family, environment position to give their suggestions to be awareness.
So, if we talk about the cheating, we must have a punishment. Yes, we must have punishment to make students stop cheating, especially from the test. So, what the dangers of cheating? Of the dangers of cheating? If we want to give the punishment, we must know about the dangers. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. What the dangers about the cheating?
To be future, they will be honestly. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, their value in the test is maybe high, but and understood is so low. It will be bad for their future when they go to next college, next school. There will be some like they are unless or not unless, but they just have a less understood about this material like that.
So maybe I think that have a if you cheating from senior high school or from the junior high school or elementary school, maybe in the future you can become the corruptor. Yes.
Maybe.
You are agree with me?
I agree with that because cheat is one of the parts.
Yes.
part of the
Okay.
course. Yeah.
So we must stop about the cheating, right?
Yes,
For the
right.
cheating. So okay, I think it's we have a big problem from the education, So I think not just government have a responsibility about the education, but we are a student, we are a society, we are a family maybe, and I think we must care about the problem of education. I think if we not make a progress, remake the education in our country, no matter what, in the future, new generation or the young generation can brainless maybe because he just cheating, cheating, and then he just think about something from the education formal, from the certificate, but I think certificate not guarantee we have ability. Okay, thank you very much for your sharing about the education for me, and I think the government no, the government listen what we say because maybe I think yes, I hope the government receive the option, the option we have a problem solving from the education. So we must care about the education of the not just government but the society, but the family, but the students. So thank you very much for your attention and thank you very much for your watching. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next time.